What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Midnight Matinee. I am your host, the worst damn gamer ever, aka Chris. I hope things have been going well for you lately. Hope everybody's having great times out there, enjoying their summer while they can before change of shit seasons come up. This edition, we're talking the Batman. It's just come out with Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, and of course Robert Pattenson as the Batman, aka Bruce Wayne. Now, this movie, I did a review on Popcorn and Pints. If you don't know about Popcorn and Pints, you should go follow that show as well. Hit the notification bell so you know when new ones drop. That usually airs Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We review 2 movies on there and try to find a relation to them. This episode that we did the Batman was a one-off, so it was just the Batman by itself. Has 3 other hosts on there, so make sure that you are liking, subscribing, getting down in the comments, and following there as well, as that gives you a few more perspectives and a few more things to look forward to in content. This edition here of the Midnight Matinee, I'm going to explain to you why I said it was good but not the best. Like, there's going to be controversy, there's going to be people that think, oh, this is the best Batman movie, people who think this is the worst Batman movie. I kind of fall into the realm of the in-betweeners.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I kind of feel like it's a good Batman movie. They did a great job in many aspects of it, and that this movie just didn't hit certain things for me, or possibly maybe could have hit a few things a little bit too well, possibly, to make me feel the way I felt and the things I liked about it and didn't like about it.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
So here we are. We're going to start off with getting into the Batman. So to give you a quick synopsis, this is not a Bruce Wayne story of any sorts. This is all Batman. This is a story about a young Batman who's still learning his job, essentially. He's still doing things at an early stage. He's still growing. He's still learning from his battles and the interactions he has and the involvement that he has crime fighting at night as a vigilante. Bruce has to make a few realizations along the way, cater to his character and cater to the persona of Batman. Jim Gordon is not, well, he's higher ranking, but he's not up there at this point. He's not commissioner or anything like that. He has a boss still. It's still rocky with Batman's involvement in helping the police. They show this in the movie as well. They do a good job of kind of showing the trust between the characters.
I trusted you, and you gave me this!
Now, the characters, it's very strong in this movie, and that's part of the reason why certain aspects of it I just didn't like or enjoy. Now, when we talk characters, we always want to feel these characters, right? We always want to know these characters ins and outs. We want to know what makes them tick. We want to know, like, we want to see things from them and their character and how we can relate to them, or, you know, draw assumptions or whatnot. And usually their actions play roles in this. Batman, Robert Pattenson did actually a decent job as Batman. Not the best Batman, I would say. I still feel like it's tossed between Michael Keaton and Christian Bale, but they do a great job with this Batman, him being so early in his career and early in the stages of his development. This is year 2. This comes from the year 2 comic, not year 1, not year 3. Him being established already. He doesn't have a Robin or anything like that. This is literally the early days and early stages, which also I think plays a really cool role with the suit as well, because the suit and everything is grounded really in more of a real life setting that you can kind of connect with, and they do a great job with that. It is a very dark movie. The tones are dark, the visuals are dark, the vibe of the characters and the criminals, it's all very dark, it's all very heavy. They do a wonderful job with that aspect of the movie. I think the soundtrack does great to hit and give you that feeling. I think the characters portrayed and all of their acting, Colin Farrell does an amazing job with the Penguin. I mean, probably gonna go down in history as the best Penguin scene. You know, we've had Danny DeVito's Penguin in Batman Returns, which, you know, flipper hands. You know, a little bit cartoony, but that wasn't his choice either. That was Tim Burton's and the writers and other directors. This Penguin is truly grounded in real life. This Penguin sits more along the lines of what we got in the show Gotham, where Cobblepot is a little bit more of a underworld person. He's a little bit more of a mob person. So you don't expect to see anything like penguin-y about him. Yes, he's got a little bit of a limp and a wobble to him, but you can't even tell it's Colin Farrell in his makeup. Like, it's phenomenal. His acting to bring the character to life and the choices he makes, fucking on point and so good. Like, it's undeniable how good of a performance this is to make this character. He's kind of a underling that's rising through the ranks, and you'll see why and what takes place to get him to this certain point and position. So I really like that. Catwoman, Miss Zoe Kravitz does a wonderful job in her role as Catwoman. They don't call her Catwoman, they call her kind of a cat burglar. They allude to her movements and the way she can be acrobatic and stuff like that. They show her in one scene with some cats around her in her apartment. She drinks a glass of water. The back and forth between her and Batman, super cool. They kind of play off of the little bit of that romantic tension that brews between Selina and Batman, aka Bruce. She doesn't really get exposed to Bruce, and like I said, this is not a Bruce Wayne movie of any sort. Does he make appearances as Bruce? Yes, but this is not a Bruce Wayne movie. This is strictly Batman going through the process of becoming more and more of the Batman that everybody knows and pictures in their head as the crime-fighting vigilante superhero that everybody knows and loves. The suit looks super dope, very urban, it's very tactical in its nature. Yes, he has goodies on his belt or whatnot. The suit plays a role with like the bat signal on his chest, the symbol. The suit can do a few different things that he's adapted for certain situations, and you can kind of tell, especially since this is early, that in certain situations that he's using the suit and its abilities, it's kind of like one of those first times we're gotta test this in the moment type feel I got from it.
Hey, it worked for the bead.
They do a great job with that. His demeanor and his broodiness, I think he portrayed really well. I think he did a great job at being a hero that people want to connect with but struggle to connect with at the beginning, because he's so vengeful. And you know, we know the line of Batman being I am vengeance, you know, I am night, I am the Batman type deal, if you're a fan of the series and stuff like that.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
But this one is a very, very dark, I'm just gonna go kick your ass Batman. And then you get to see some growth and development by the end of the movie, which I think is a huge portion of showing the process, showing characters develop, showing characters grow and become things, so that they're not just, hey, today I'm gonna become Batman, let me make a suit, I get in a suit, I got some tech, and now I'm Batman and I'm super righteous, I'm super this, I'm super that, all my values are in order, my methods are perfect. No, this shows that there's definitely a curb of getting to that plateau of superhero.
I'm a motherfucking super.
Of keeping to certain things, and I think they did a wonderful job at that. The Riddler, on the other hand, as good as the character is and as great as the character portrayal was, it's not the Riddler that anybody knows or expects. It's not the Riddler that anybody who knows the history of Batman, knows the comics, knows animated series or anything like that is going to come to expect and come to connect with so quickly and easily. This is definitely not like, what was it, Batman Forever, where Jim Carrey played the Joker. This is completely not an animated type Joker at all. This is a very visceral, very evil person. He's dark. He's very dark. The look plays into it, and it does help add to the feeling of it. But I didn't much care for this Riddler, if I'm being quite honest with you. I think we've gotten to a point where there's so much bad in the world that it's leaking over and filmmakers are making so much of that so real in these movies that like I lose it a little bit, and I disconnect from it because I don't want to see it in headlines and see it in movies where we're supposed to be escaping to different worlds and different, you know, situations and all this stuff. Yeah, I mean, it helps you still get to a perspective of like this shit's happening, stuff like that, and like it's a very Manson-ish feel, very serial feel from the Riddler in this one, and the outfit and everything is very kind of militant and like very, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels militant. It feels just evil. The mask pulled over his face, the holes at the mouth. He does a great job. John Bono does a great job doing character inside the suit, inside the mask and everything, and making it feel very offsetting and disturbing. They do a great job with that. And that's kind of where I kind of don't like it, and that's also where I kind of feel like doing too good of the job of it may have turned me off to it, because I didn't want to see all of that out of the character, because I know what the Riddler is and come to expect from the comics and the material that's there. But they do a good job at recreating and repositioning it into this weird, darker space for that character.
It's alive! It's alive!
The portrayal was good, and there's also, to me, a little bit of a disconnect where when he's seen as the Riddler in full getup and costume, you get that offsetting feel and vibe. But then when you see him later in the movie out of costume, it kind of takes hands off of it. Like you go from like bare knuckling, gritting your teeth, and like, damn, this dude, wow, like his actions are just, holy cow, like this dude is really fucked up. And then you, by the end of it, when you see him without the suit on and stuff like that, it just, you kind of feel like, this is him? This is the guy?
Hey, who is this guy?
But like I said, it also feels very real in the sense that he feels like a serial killer of real life, or like a Manson or a Macy or something, somebody like that. So they do a good job with that, and I just didn't like the Riddler in this movie. And that's one of the reasons why it's not a perfect movie for me, is because I didn't enjoy the villain. I didn't enjoy everything about this movie. Had I enjoyed the action sequences and the Batman and the character development of him and the interaction of Catwoman and the portrayal and interaction of the Riddler or whatnot, then I could have got behind it a little bit more. But that's the reason why it's not a perfect movie. They do a great job also in aspects of showing the detective side of Batman. Now, from past lore, past cartoons, magazines, he's known as the world's greatest detective. They definitely allude to that and show kind of the process. You get to kind of see his gears turning and some of the connections he makes, things, how he sees things differently at times than everybody else seen at crime scenes and stuff like that, and trying to work these riddles out. So that's kind of cool. That they did a great job on. I didn't feel like it was the most perfect portrayal and delivery on it, because I feel like there were certain things that just kind of happened a little too quickly, happened too fast in that regards of like the detective side of it, him formulating these ideas and what's going on. But you do get to see him use some gadgets, you do get to see him kind of think through things and bounce off of certain people and having conversations with people that draw these conclusions. Other than that, I enjoyed the movie. I really did. I really think this movie did pretty dang well for a new version of it that gives you a little bit of a new feel to Batman. Just like when Christian Bale movies came out and Christopher Nolan movies came out, that now we were like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. And then it gives you this movie that starts you off in Batman Begins and then leads to Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rise, and you're like, wow, okay, cool, because now you're in it, you're attached, you want to see it through, see how they do things. And they did a great job there. This one takes it a whole different level, whole different part of like the crazy manic side of it, psychological side of it all. And it's not its downfall, but at the same time, it was a little bit offsetting for me, just from what we're used to seeing from Batmans and whatnot. It could be good and it could be bad. That could be why some of you might think this is the greatest movie ever. Some might think it's the worst movie ever. Like I said, I fall in the middle. So what am I giving this one? I'm gonna give this one, I think I gave it an 8, and I think that's fair. I think there's too many good things about this movie for me to give it any less, but one or two things that hold it back a point or two for me from being that extraordinary movie that deserves like a 9 or above a 10, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna give this one an 8 for the simple fact that the cinematography looks great, the visuals look great, the way they filmed the movie looked great, the way they edited it looked great, the darkness of it was awesome, the grounding in kind of real life, the new Batmobile, the actor portrayals of their characters themselves, I think were really spot on and really good. So I'm super excited for the next one, which there is gonna be. Sorry if that's a spoiler to you or not, but we're gonna get more, especially with the end scene in Arkham that we had, and then also the deleted scene that was out there when this movie dropped of Batman talking to the Joker in the cell in a very Silence of the Lamb-ish vibe feel scene. So I'm looking forward to see how exactly they bring the Joker, because if they went this dark for the Riddler, and we already had 2 really dark Jokers that like came through in Christian Bale and in Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, then we're gonna be up in the ante. We're gonna be up in the ante here, because if this Riddler went this crazy and this psycho, imagine what the Joker could be in this realm of this universe of movie. So I'm looking forward to that, and I can't wait to see it. Now, what do you guys think about this movie? Did you guys watch this movie yet? If not, let me know if this made you want to watch it. Hope I didn't spoil too much for you. I think that you'll enjoy it. There's going to be a lot of people that think I'm crazy for only giving this an 8. They're going to be like, this is the best one ever, and that's fine. I want to know. Hit me in the comments below. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell, and you're liking and subscribing to me on TikTok as well as Instagram, where you can get a lot of short form stuff. If YouTube's your place, don't worry. I'm going to have YouTube shorts going up for you as well. But don't forget to follow and watch these playlists as this volumes keep growing of the Midnight Matinee. I'm looking forward to doing all these reviews and reactions for you so that you guys can draw your conclusions based off of when you watch the movie, or possibly get enticed to go watch the movie and see if you agree or disagree with me as well. Don't forget to also stop by Popcorn and Pints Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we go over 2 movies. We're going to be going over Deadpool 1 and 2 on these next episodes. By the time you see this, that may have been long gone, but that's okay. You can always go back and subscribe to that channel as well. I hope you all have a great movie-going experience. Remember, sometimes in order to be the best, you gotta be the worst, and that's what I'm doing for you. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.